Well, as we said in our previous video, Alex from SwitchCorner is on the ground for us. He is representing SwitchUp over at Gamescom 2025, and he's been playing some of the best games.
He has. So he visited Nintendo's booth today, and he has sent us a video of his thoughts, and we're going to play that for you in a moment to see exactly what's there. Some of the games obviously we knew about, things like Pokemon, Elden Ring, they're in Nintendo's booth. And yeah, we're going to let him tell you all about it in a moment.
If you would like to save any money, you've got our discount on the switchup.gg where you get 5% in cashback. There's links to physicals and all that good stuff that supports the channel. So what's the best stuff he's seen over at Nintendo's booth? Well, let's find out.
The first 2 days of Gamescom, absolutely just incredible. The show floor here is massive. There's Nintendo logos everywhere, and I've already played a ton of games. Now, some we cannot talk about just yet, but today, let me share what I can alongside my first impressions. So let's start this transparently with a couple that disappointed me, but do not worry, I promise it's pretty much all positive then from that point out. So first up, Borderlands 4 on Switch 2 docked. I'd call it, yeah, okay. The gunplay feels right, the humor's there, the style's there as well, but performance is rough. The demo starts with you actually being launched across this map and the frame rate just tanks. Now on the ground then it steadies out, but never truly locks, and visually muddy textures, low resolution, and yeah, it's all being then pushed to 4K, which makes it even more obvious. Now, if you played the Switch 1 ports, you'll kind of know what to expect. But on Switch 2, I think fans are really gonna expect more here. The real test as well is gonna be the open world, because this small arena demo that I played, it definitely wasn't selling me. Then there's Elden Ring, and I'll be blunt, this port is not great. They were strict on this one as well, no cameras allowed, and I can kind of see why, honestly. The tutorial area, where you start, the frame rate is in the gutter. The first steps then into the lands between, actually kind of weirdly better, but still far from what you want in a Souls-like. And I was playing handheld, and it's really clear, soft resolution, bare bones textures, and stripped back lighting that really left everything feeling kind of flat. Honestly, it's disappointing, but not shocking. Elden Ring pushes even the highest end hardware, so Switch 2, it was always going to struggle. Still though, actually getting hands on, it kind of hurts. Thankfully though, things pick up now. FC26 is solid. Yes, it's capped at 30 FPS, which is going to upset some, but compared to recent FIFA entries on Switch, it's smooth, it's clean, it's a big step forward. I actually really was impressed with how it looked as well. Then Pokemon ZA, total surprise. I actually wasn't hyped at all for this game, but after playing it, it's shot straight onto my wish list. The world definitely looks a little plain, but the crisp image quality, the rock-solid performance, it won me over. And the new combat, the real-time swapping Pokemon under pressure, it actually works really well. From there then I jumped into Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Now it was on the show floor, I did play that bit, but I also got an hour behind closed doors. You can expect a full video on that very soon, but here's the short version. Handheld, this might be the best looking game on Switch 2 so far. It feels flawless. I think it's running at 30 FPS, but it is so smooth. Myself and the guy next to me, we actually asked if it was 60. That's how good it feels. Honestly, just an absolute pleasure. It looks great, it plays great, and it shows exactly what the hardware can do when it's in the right hands. And I think with this one, Square Enix are really setting that bar high. To round out then the Nintendo booth, we had Kirby Air Raiders. Now I couldn't get hands on in the first 2 days. I'll actually be playing that one tomorrow, so look out for a video on that. Metroid had a massive crowd around it, I just couldn't get anywhere near. And of course, Silksong. Now there's already a full video up on that here on SwitchUp, so check that out next. But a spoiler from me, it is absolutely glorious. So moving outside of Nintendo space, not everything here was running on Switch, so I will flag that as we go, but I wanted to see what these games are actually just like. And first up, Yooka Replayly. Now, we've been hearing about this one for a while, and it's clearly close now. But yeah, I played the PC build, and it's shaping up really well. Now, as you'd expect, it oozes charm. The hub I explored was just stuffed with collectibles, puzzles, races, just all sorts to experiment with. And honestly, I wanted more time with it, but they cut me off. Now, if the Switch port holds up, this is going to be, an easy must-buy. Next then, Lego Party. Out next month, I checked out the PlayStation build, and I'll admit, I'm not usually a party game person, but this one, genuinely really fun. 4 different boards, over 60 minigames, and I ran through a 45-minute session that flew by. What I loved most was the sheer kind of Lego charm. Everything down to the menus, it's all built from bricks. And the minigames, they don't hold back here. Quite a few actually destroyed me, which made it actually even more addictive. The bigger Lego moment though has to be Lego Batman. Again, I played on PS5, but if the Switch version holds up, this could be the best use of the license yet. Gotham feels huge, with proper vehicles and exploration, and the city just drips atmosphere. The real surprise though, combat. It is basically a streamlined version of the Arkham system. You move, you fight like Batman, and it feels incredible. Even stealthier, and it works really well. And for the first time ever, a Lego game even has difficulty options. Yeah, I really do think this one is actually shaping up to be one of my most anticipated releases. On the indie side then, Ball Pit could be the next big indie on Switch 2. Devolver picked this up, and within seconds I instantly saw why. They describe it as a brick-breaking survival roguelite, and I think that's a perfect description. Basically, what you're doing here is you're constantly firing. That can be manual or auto, and these waves of enemies, they're crashing down on you. You need to clear them. That sounds simple, but it is brutal. The upgrade loop and retry cycle as well just instantly had me hooked. I was meant to play this for about 30 minutes, but when a slot opened up after me, I just kept on pressing retry. That's the biggest compliment I can give this game by far, and I really do think if you haven't heard of it, definitely look into it more. I wrapped up day one then with a game called Canvas City, and this one, it's aiming for a 2026 release. It comes from Dis2 Games. I saw it behind closed doors, and this team, they're actually linked, let's say, with the Dredge team. This is a strategy RPG though, but with Jet Set Radio vibes. You move across spaces, but different movement styles actually changes how far you can travel, and doing things like tagging locations, that adds perks. It's early, as I say, but it really feels unique. Now personally, I just love seeing a new spin on the genre, especially when so many are chasing the HD 2D look. Now don't get me wrong, I love HD 2D, by the way, but it is nice to see something a little, at least visually different, and some of the mechanics I am really liking. So yeah, this was a PC build, just keep that in mind, but I do think it looks like a perfect fit for the Switch. I actually told them in the meeting room, please, if you bring it to Switch 2, make sure you implement mouse controls. Then came day 2, and yes, everything I've talked about so far was just day 1, and first up, Mio Memories in Orbit. I was playing the PC build. This is a Metroidvania, and honestly, the first 5 minutes had me a little unsure, honestly. The climbing mechanic is tied to stamina, and it felt odd at times. You can basically cling to anything, but once it clicked, I was zipping up walls, bouncing across levels, and it just all came together. The movement is the star here. The boss fight absolutely just wiped the floor with me, but it instantly made me want to try again. And on top of that then, a stunning visual style, and this one, it's another one that's immediately now on my radar. Finally then, Chronos on Switch 2. Now day 2 has very much been a lot of things we can't talk about just yet, but watch out for those very soon. But this was a big one for me, and I played it in handheld. Now it was a 15-minute time demo. I had 45 minutes with them, so I actually ran it 3 times. And yeah, this game's been so high on my wish list, so I was so excited to hear that there was a Switch 2 build. Now, I'm going to say it up front, I'm not completely sold yet on the Switch 2 version. The performance seems solid, and I love the idea of these enemies fusing together. When they die, it was all in there. It's also very tough, I'll put that out there as well. Died plenty of times, but each time I wanted to try a different approach. That's promising. I like the gameplay. The issue is the downgrade. Everyone else in the room was on PC, and the difference was extremely clear. The Switch demo kept me in this very small indoor area while PC players explored much larger zones. Now that's not a deal breaker if it keeps stability up, but it leaves me wondering kinda about the bigger picture. And for a horror game, I gotta say here, the room couldn't have been brighter, which paired with the naturally dark visuals and softer image quality, it made spotting enemies much harder than it should have been. So right now with this one, Kronos, it's a game I really am excited for. I'm hoping for the best. But right now I've probably got more questions than answers. The mechanics are strong and it's not afraid to punish you. I like that. But I just need to see more from the visuals and the performance before I'm, truly convinced. And that pretty much sums up Gamescom so far. 2 days down, 1 day to go, and yes, there's been some rough spots. Disappointed about Elden Ring, for example, but there's also been some just incredible surprises. And there's a few games that I actually think might end up just defining the early days of the Switch 2. And this is just the start of content, by the way, as well. As I said, there's a lot of things we can't talk about just yet, so do watch out for that content. Be on both channels, SwitchUp and SwitchCorner, and you'll probably be hearing from me soon. So I'll see you on the next one. Cheers all.
Great stuff. Cheers, Alex. That was a decent little watch that. It's quite nice to have you on the channel as well.
Yeah, do check out Alex's channel, SwitchCorner, if you haven't done so already. There'll be a link to his channel down in the description. And thanks, as Mark said, for representing us at Gamescom 2025. Some interesting games there shown at Nintendo's booth. And hopefully some of those will be available to be played properly soon. Do let us know which games of those you are most interested in. Which ones are you excited for? Any thoughts? Stick it all down in the comments section. Thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support. And to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.